We're glad to be back, and we have a new topic that I think is really important. What do you call it?
Equanimity.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we were talking with our graduate group on our Saturday community call, and what came up was how often when we're reaching for food to try and soothe us, if we're upset or something's going on, some stressful event or something, what we're looking for is to come back to the space of equanimity. And it's true that food can shift our mood. We hit the dopamine button and it's like, hey, I feel better. But have we really found equanimity in those situations? Or have we just found a temporary high? So we were looking at what is it that really is the basis of what we're calling equanimity, meaning a sense of well-being. When I have something to eat because I've been upset and I don't feel so upset anymore, I can't say I really feel this sense of equanimity, but I feel better. I'm moving in that direction. So it makes sense that we use food or alcohol or shopping or whatever it is to feel better. But it seems like what we're looking for is this sense of well-being. It's coming back to our true nature that is okay, just the way it is.
Yeah, and that sense of well-being is so simple. We experience it many, many times a day. You've heard it discussed as being in the now, just being present, which brings us to that state of relaxation, that state of well-being that we truly are. It's really quite simple, but it doesn't always feel simple when we've created or experienced a lot of stress in the moment.
Yeah, so we're encouraging you to look at your experience in life. We don't see our role as teaching people information that's going to change their life. We see our role as pointing people in the direction of understanding life in the way it really works. Because then we don't have to believe anybody. We know from our own direct experience.
That's the most important.
Yeah, and then we're not followers. And then when the person we're following kind of falls off the rails, we need to fall off the rails. Now what do we? It's kind of crazy. So where we really want everybody to get is in this awareness of who they really are and how life really works. So in the sense of equanimity or a sense of well-being, that was kind of fun yesterday, seeing that what seems to cover over, if it's true that who we are, our true nature, is peace, and joy, and love, goodness, generosity. If that's truly who we are, where does that go when I get cut off in traffic? Or, it's taking too long in line to get checked out or whatever. What we're seeing is that we cover over that sense of well-being with our thinking, either about the future or about the past. So, an example would be if I find myself in a situation that I've been in before, instead of getting really present to it, so often I just kick back into, oh, this is what happened last time. Let me do this, and I'm not necessarily really present. I'm drawing on the past, and so my life just cycles and stays in routines. And if those routines aren't real healthy, that's my experience in life.
Yeah, I don't want to cut you off, but I was going to talk about how we can use food and our cravings for food.
Well, let me just finish this thought then before we go there. So the other way is that we go into we cover it over with the what ifs of the future. It's like somebody looked at me a certain way, or they said something with a certain tone of voice. And then my mind starts going, oh, what if that means, and what if they're not happy with me? And so it's that thinking, the meaning that I give to that thinking, that I cover over this well-being that I am. I jump out of the now into the what if future, or into the this is what happened in the past. I leave the now. But how often have I been in situations that sometimes would be stressful and I'd be all winged out, and I actually, I get so clear and I'm so effective at what needs to be done in that situation without drawing on anything from the past in the sense of a memory. I certainly draw on, my experience of what to do, but not from, oh, this is how it worked out last time, so let me do it again this way. It's just being really present. I've always been surprised when I sometimes get in really highly stressful situations, like somebody passes out or something. It's like, what do we do? And instead of like kind of freaking out, I don't know what to do. For me, I just settle, and I can see now that that settling is just getting present.
Yeah, and from there we access a deeper wisdom, so we know exactly what to do.
Yeah, I know.
In all situations.
How often do we surprise ourselves with what we come up with?
Yeah, true.
Because we don't have to come up with something that we've done before. We don't have to believe that I have to learn how to live life, because the intelligence of life that's living me knows all that.
And more.
And I just have to access them. So yeah, it's getting present, finding that sense of well-being isn't so much like learning how to bring well-being back into my life as it is uncovering, letting go of the past or future that we're thinking about, so that we can uncover that. I was thinking about, when you're a child and you get scared, you pull the covers up over your head. Now that can feel like it's really protecting me. But after a while, it's like this protection is really making my life small. And I do that as an adult. It's like I get scared. And so I leave the present moment, cover over what's here right now. And when I do that, my life gets small. So let's uncover this present moment, the equanimity, the peace and joy and love that we are.
Yeah, so related to food, the next time you have a craving, just take a moment and relax, settle. Let this thinking mind quiet and ask your body's wisdom, this deeper wisdom. Is this food ideal for me right now? And you'll be amazed at what you'll learn. And if you follow it, you'll understand much better how life works. And you'll have better health and experience more and more well-being.
Yeah, that reminds me of when we used to teach classes in Edmonton. We'd have full of people, 20, 25 people. And sometimes we make that comment about, check in and see what your body really wants. And there was always somebody who would go, my body wants chocolate. And as you say that, I can see how that person asking that question in that moment, what does my body want? It goes to the past.
Yeah,
it's not in the moment.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I know what I like, what foods I like. So it doesn't get present. It tries to rely on past experience. But truly, if you get present and can really let go of all those past experiences, all those past associations with the fun foods, and see what's really there. That's what Connie's talking about. This intelligence of the body is very clear on what your body wants. So yeah, give it a try.
Now, recipes. We're going to give you 2 dressing recipes that have no nuts and no oil, and they're tasty. One is an Italian vinaigrette, and the other one is, what do we call it, a raspberry dressing that's really sweet and delicious, made with raspberries, strawberries, and dates. Great for salads. So try them out. They're good for salads. And the vinaigrette, the Italian vinaigrette, is especially good for dark leafy greens that you cooked up with veggies.
Yeah, we had it yesterday. Wonderful. Couldn't get enough. All right, everybody. Great to see you. Thanks for joining.